Welcome to episode 53 of Fit, Fierce, and Fearless, where I talk to Kinky Legs about an experience that she had recently with a 10-second video that went viral in less than 24 hours. She had over 300,000 views. It's an important conversation. I think there's a lot that goes into a viral video, especially as a female creator, artist, dancer, that until it happens to you, you really can't anticipate. So join me in listening to Kinky Legs, and please let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for coming back. We are back after maybe 4-month hiatus from creating new episodes. I was just kind of feeling like we needed to recalibrate the podcast and think about where we wanted to go after 52 episodes of amazing guests and discussions. I felt like we needed to take a look at what was resonating most with you all. Appreciate everybody's support and all the listens and streams and comments. And I hope that this new era of the podcast is equally or more inspiring and useful to you all, and hopefully entertaining as well. Today, I'm bringing back a guest who was in the first season of the podcast, Kinky Legs.
Hello.
Thank you for being my comeback guest, I guess we could say. If you guys follow either of us on Instagram, you will know that we create content together all the time. We are kind of creative partners. I think
We're
last
like,
week,
we're like the iconic duos, you and I.
yeah, and I think you called us like Lucy and Ethel last week. 'cause
Lucy and
we kind
Ethel
of
are fricker frack.
fricker rock. Yeah, we bounce off of each other, and our styles are kind of different but complementary, and our philosophy around dance and pole and what we do kind of it's similar but also different, and I think that we complement one another in the way that we work. So thank you for being here, my friend. And
Yes.
we have something really specific to share with everybody today about an experience that happened was it like 3 weeks ago, a month
I
ago?
think like a month ago.
Yeah.
A month ago.
So like a month ago, Kinky Legs had a video on Instagram that went viral. And I know that for many of you out there, you hear something like that and it's like, oh, cool. I want to go viral. I want to get 100,000 views or 500,000 views. Well, we thought that too. And I say we because it was happening in real time when we were actually sharing studio time at Soma Space. And if you've ever been there, there's like no service inside the studio. So we were outside the studio. It was morning. And she was like, oh my God, look at this. You're like, look at this. My phone is blowing up. This is crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
And I
what is
think you
going
had like
on?
97,000 or 37,000 views or something. And I was like, oh my God. And as we were like punching the code in the door to get in, it was going up and up and
It
up.
was
And I was like,
going up so fast, like in the tens of thousands, so fast.
yeah. And we
It was
got inside
crazy.
and you were like, what is going on? And I was like, girl, you're going to have 100,000 views on that by the time we leave here. And I was kind of kidding. And then we left and it was like 197,000 views like 2 hours later. We were like,
I was like, what is happening? It was funny because in the morning I woke up because I posted it at night and I just posted it like, I was already a little bit tired of Instagram. I love creating videos and editing, and I do that, right? And my Instagram is basically my diary, right? So it's a little insight in my mind and how I'm relating dance to life and all of that. So I posted it, and this one I was like, okay, I don't feel like being philosophical or anything. I was just vibing, and it was like maybe 10 seconds long. It wasn't anything crazy. Woke up and it was like at 10K views, and I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, cool. So I messaged you, and I was like, oh look, this got like 10K views, and then it was just as the hours were going, I was like, whoa, what's is going on? And then it was exciting because I was like, am I gonna reach 100,000? Because that you know, being viral, like we talked about this. For me, it was more of like 100,000 or more. And you were like, no, no, no. It's like even 10,000, right? So I was like, am I even gonna reach 100,000? And I was only fixated on the numbers at first because I was like, this is exciting. Kind of like gambling. Like you see
Yeah.
like numbers going up and all that. And yeah. I think we were in the studio for like an hour. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we like were in the car and I'm like refreshing and it reached 100,000 or like you told me it was like, oh my God, in like 30 minutes. And I think it was like
Yeah.
30 seconds. I was like, oh my
Right.
God.
And we were driving around the parking lot trying to get reception so it would refresh because
Yes.
for whatever reason
Wow.
in that like industrial complex where the studio is, there's not any cell service. So it was jumping even
None.
further because every time we were able to get the reception, it was like, I don't know, exponential. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was so crazy.
And you never
And
had a
so
video close to that before, right? Like what was your most views on a video prior
my most view
approximate?
was 10K. It was the rain room video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was really good. But that was it. After that, I'm happy. I don't really care, but my average view was like 800, 1,000, which I'm fine with because again, my goal wasn't to go viral. It was like
Right.
just to reach people in the community. And even beyond that, just like women that can relate or people that can relate to what I'm talking about. Because I really think about my captions and like I said, this is my diary that I like to share.
Mhm.
Because I've always been like what we've experienced in life when we learn from that, the purpose is to share it with others so you can help them. You never know who you can help. So yeah, that viral moment, right? That was us like, oh my gosh. And then I started freaking out a bit because I was focusing on the views, right? And then I
Mhm.
started seeing like, oh shoot, like these people are following me. And I got in less than 12 hours, like 3,000 followers. And then it started to hit me. I'm like, no, no, these are all men that
Mhm.
aren't appreciating the creation of like or the strength that I'm doing with my video. It was yeah, it was just like the purpose that I made these videos. My audience is dancers or women, people with not the ideal body shapes. It's like, hey, you could do it. I do it, right? People that like me came from a couch and they were like, all right, I'm gonna start moving a bit. Let's see where this takes me. So that is when it started to hit me that, oh, shoot, this gaze is changing. I
Mm.
haven't changed. My video hasn't changed. My body didn't change. My intention didn't change, but the audience changed.
Yeah.
And it went from, oh my gosh, this is like kind of fun to I'm feeling violated.
Yeah.
I'm feeling out of control. I am not feeling empowered. It took me
Mhm.
back to, experiences that I've had in my life where things have happened where, you know, um, I had no control and it was scary and it took me back there. So I kind of shut down and I'm like, should I take this off? And I was toggling with this idea the whole day because I was like, well, how far can I go? And but then I'm like, well, do I want to go this far if it's not my intended audience?
Yeah.
And I sat with that and had conversations with myself and I'm like, I'm not in it for the views. I don't care. So I chose to delete the video. It reached 300,000 views and it was growing still. But at 300,000, I was like, I'm done. Like, this is like, I started looking at the comments, which, I mean, there were some mean comments, but there was a bunch of just gross comments.
Yeah.
That affected me more. Some
Yeah.
people were like, some comments were just like, talking about like my fupa. I'm all,
Ugh,
what I have it. What can I do? Like,
gross.
thank you for telling me things I already know. That didn't bother me. It was the comments that were like, I'm zooming in.
Yeah. I
right?
remember those. Yeah.
And I was just so grossed out because that is not my intention. And then I started looking at the insights, and it was like 6,000 reshares and
Hmm.
4,000 saves. And then I looked at my audience, I went to gender, and it was like 99% men. And
Hmm.
I started to think, why are they saving this?
Yeah. We
What's
know
their
why.
intention? Yeah. And I just felt so disgusting and
Hmm.
violated. And that is when, that was the moment where I was like, enough. Like, this is not worth it for me. Um, yeah. And that's when I realized like nothing about me changed. It was the gaze.
Yeah.
And I had no control on that. So the only thing that I could do was delete it. That was me taking my power back because I felt powerless. And it's not that I'm against men appreciating my work, right? Um, it was more of how this audience didn't care about the work. It was just the body, and yeah, I just completely got objectified. That's like
Yes.
literally it. That was it. And I don't like to feel like an object. I also was like, why are you guys, no, this is, you getting it for free? No, like, no, like, no to all of it. I'm like, no to all of it. So, I went through that whole process, and then I realized, okay, I thought I was posting to my audience, but I'm really posting to an algorithm,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And the algorithm is what decides who's going to experience my work. I
Hmm.
don't have that power. It's the algorithm. So it's really changed my perspective and my relationship with social media,
Hmm.
and how what I want to like, present. I went private, and I'm currently private right now, and I've toggled back and forth. But I'm like, no, but you want to reach like people and everything. But it's just so odd because my page is so skewed to men right now.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So it's like I try to post, I'm like, but you're not even reaching the right people anymore.
Right.
Right. And so right now I've gone private. And then like if I want to share something, or I'm gonna perform here, I don't feel comfortable sharing it on my profile. I will do like a close friends. And I have been, blocking the new followers and everything, but I mean, that's just like you have to do like 3,000 people. And I'm like,
Yeah, they
ugh.
Instagram does not have controls to make that easy. And I think,
No.
there's a discussion that can be had with Instagram or with Meta, I guess, about adding further controls so that you don't feel violated, right? As a
Yeah.
creator, as an artist. Um, and there should be something in between public and private. Like, why can't we control who is able to save our content? Yes, anybody can screen record it on their phone, unfortunately. But some of the dating apps disallow that. You can't take screenshots or screen
Yeah.
record. So why can't Instagram do that if they're concerned about artist rights and like keep it? Because we've also talked about, just as creators, people stealing our ideas and copying
Yeah.
them. And as artists, we're all influenced by other people. And so that's not um the issue. The issue is not giving credit to the origins of the idea. And we see that happen, and we see that happen to other artists. And but if Instagram would give more artists control over what
Yeah.
people can do with their content, I think that would be a
Yeah.
great step forward. And
It is a
the
great, and
algorithm
I
is going
I
to be
think
the algorithm.
especially when you're talking about a woman and her autonomy over her body and all of
Mhm.
that, that is such an important discussion to have. And yes, it's easy to say, well, don't post things that you don't want to go like, public or anything. But if you look at the video, it was nothing. And even if I wanted to post, I posted really like, sensual things. Um, whether I post, whether it was super sensual or not, like I should be allowed to present something to an audience that I had already,
Mhm.
right? But for some reason, this algorithm was like, all right, let's put you somewhere else. And I did not consent to that. Like, I was like, no, I was happy with my little community, with my little 1,000 followers,
Mhm.
because those were quality, right?
Right.
It was quality followers, quality audience. I don't care about quantity. And the algorithm is all about quantity.
Right.
So this is where the disconnect is. And that's why I deleted it. Not because I was ashamed of the video. The video's great. I was on the pole. You know me and the pole. It hurts, and I'm like, nope. But I was like,
Right.
I'm gonna do it. I don't regret it. It was just I wanted to represent my work with my values, my intention, my audience. And me as an artist, a creator, and the algorithm were not aligned. So deleting it wasn't me saying, okay, I give up. It was no, I'm going to take ownership of me, my work.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was just very interesting experience. I felt violated for a long, I still feel violated. I deactivated my account for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, I think.
Mhm.
And then I was like, but this is your community. You love it, right? And so I came back and I did a post on my experience, and it was so beautiful to see all the conversations happening because of this post. And um, it's nice to see I'm not the only one that experienced this, right? And
Yes.
so
Right.
this is an important dialogue to have.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's all so important, and, until it happens to you, you don't really realize it or understand, right? Like, you couldn't have guessed that that was how you were gonna feel about it.
No
Like, when it was the
way.
exciting of watching the numbers climb, it was like, "Wow, wow, wow," and then, like you said, when you start seeing the makeup of those numbers, it's like, "Wait a minute." And then
Yeah, I'm
also
like,
people,
ugh.
and nothing is wrong with having a international audience, but I know that it was starting to skew other countries and then male, and it's like, "What is this algorithm doing?" Like,
And then it would, because you know how when they post your work somewhere else, it'll show you like that little
mhm,
bubble that comes out in your notifications. Like I saw where I was getting posted, and it was just like these Instagram pages that were so male coded and male gazy. And I was like, ew. I was like, no, you can't. Like, I was like blocking, you can't share this. Like, but 6,000 reposts, there's no way I can control
you
that.
can't.
I was like,
And
the only thing I could do is delete.
yeah, and the disgusting thing one of the disgusting things is that Instagram allows those male-centric accounts to repost female content for their followers in a that it's meant to be very sexualized, like,
Yes,
let's be
yes.
honest about it,
Yeah.
without the consent of the women
Yes.
in the reels and videos, and I think that that is wrong because we are the same people whose, content is getting flagged and taken down by Meta.
Yes.
So it's
It's
like,
so
you
crazy
will
because I
take our
was
content
shadow
down at the
banned
same time
before.
as you allow these men to basically monetize it. They're getting, they have
Yes.
millions of followers on these accounts, so that's not even content they're creating, and
No,
they're
yeah, that's why I
monetizing
was
it.
like, I felt really violated. I was like, why? No. And like there were some pages that had a bunch of followers, which makes sense why I was like it was growing so
Right,
much. But I'm like, this, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be part of this. Like,
right.
no. So yeah, it was just so like, yeah, it just made me feel gross.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
made
and I
me
know
feel
that
really gross.
I hate that you had to leave, right? Because as one of your friends and people in your community, I was, like, seeing events coming up and people announcing things, and I kept wanting to share it with you, and I was like, "Damn, but she's not here." So then I'd have to, like, screenshot it and text it to you, and you're like, "How can I sign up?" I'm like, "Oh, let me get you the link," and then it just made you navigating your own professional and creative life more difficult because you had to censor yourself because of the
Yeah.
activity of other people, or the
And it affected like even just like I have a little business, captured by uh, Andrea Natalia, and it's like I can't even like use my little followers that I have to like post like because it's gross now,
yeah,
and I use my accounts to help each other out. And I'm like, no, I have to go back because that's unfair to me.
right.
Unfair to me.
Exactly.
I've come back. It's just different now. And in a way, it's not so I'm never going to be I don't think I'll ever be again like, oh, I'll just post whatever, like I don't care. Because this has really shaped my experience with social media now. But I'm just more intentional, and I'm okay with having a small audience, and I'm okay if I only get 400 views or whatever, 10
Yeah,
views, like, because again, like I wasn't about being viral or anything like that. It's look at my growth, look at my progress, look at my experience, and then share your experience with me. And that's the whole point of my page is I love getting like DMs from people are like, yeah, this really resonated with me, or thank you for sharing this. I had one girl, I was like, oh my gosh, she was like, I was wondering where you were. I was looking like every day where your posts were. And I'm like,
aw,
that's what counts, right? So I'm happy I'm back, but it's definitely not the same. Um, and yeah, even just performing, I'm thinking like, okay, it's just different. Everything's different now. It's just a
yeah.
little bit different.
And I hate that it has done that to you as an artist, that you have to kind of censor yourself in what you do as an artist now because you're worrying about this. It's just, I hate to say it's not fair, it's not right, but it's fucking annoying. Like, it's just another example of how everything in our culture is built to favor men
Yes,
and not
exactly. That's
support women.
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And unfortunately, like we know that. So I've taken this position as of right now. It could change, right? It's only been a month, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to try to play against the game and like, be a rebel about it. I'm like, no, I'm just going to sadly partake in this and just diminish certain things about me for right now because that's what makes me feel safe. I
Right.
didn't like I didn't even touch the DMs. Like I looked at it for a second and there was just so many and so many gross things.
Gross. Yeah.
And like, yeah, there was one that kind of freaked me out too. And I don't even know if it was true, but he was like, I've been seeing you and now I found you on Instagram. And it was like weird. Yeah, it was weird.
Ew.
And
Yeah.
so like all of that for me now, I'm like paranoid.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like
don't blame
paranoid
you.
to post where I'm performing. I'm paranoid to wear certain things. Like, and I understand it's unfair to me, but I also understand the realities of this is the world that I
Yeah,
live
of
in.
course. Of course, you have
And
to be safe.
so I'm going to do what makes me feel safe.
Yeah, you have
Right.
to.
I'm going to do what makes me feel safe. And so, um, yeah, it was just, I didn't even touch the DMs. I was so scared. It was crazy. And then it wasn't just that video. It was like
It was all your content.
my page, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't want to take them all down. Like, what the
right.
heck? So they're there, and I can see right now I'm private, so I can't see insights, which is kind of helping me because
Mm,
when I start looking at like, oh, this video specifically has 1,000 saves, and then I
right.
look at like the audience, I get really grossed out.
Yeah,
So yeah. And I thought about, I'm like, I could just delete it all, but I can't delete the screen recordings. I can't delete the screenshots. Like that's where I felt violated because I was like, I don't even know like whose phone I'm in at this point, where I'm being shared, reshared, what communities. Like you just lose complete control. You use complete control. So I think this is an important discussion because yeah, post it's empowering and everything, but also be aware of what can happen and if this might be something that used to be empowering and is now more of a, I don't even know. I don't know the state of mind that I'm in. Like,
Sure.
yeah, I'm
It's
still
confusing.
processing.
It's
It's
confusing.
confusing because I love to post. I love to, edit the video. Like I said, edit the videos and just be part of the community. Look at everybody's videos, and so like I'm trying to get back to that norm, but I know that's never going to be the same. So I'm trying to find that middle ground of like you're still you, but just an evolved version based on this experience. So I don't know where that's going to take me, but I knew I was going to like be able to talk about this and write about it. And again, like that is valuable because so many people, you know, had this experience or weren't aware and they're like, oh, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important, especially in the pole community and the exotic community, like everybody who does what we do, performing, burlesque, aerial, like all of it, right? We're vulnerable. And I think any kind of dance, to be honest with you.
Even yoga, Pilates, like they
Yes.
get very sexualized as well.
Yes. Anything, if you're a woman and you're creating
Yeah,
content,
exactly. Yeah,
basically, it
exactly.
doesn't matter if you're on a pole or on a beach doing yoga, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
And
no, it
Instagram
doesn't.
and Meta need to be better about how they put protections in place and safety for female creators. Just add some more controls. Like if you're boosting a post or you're paying to advertise, you can choose if your content is going to men or women.
Mhm.
Why can't we choose that if it's organic content that we're posting for free?
Because
Like
we're not
they
paying
can
for
add
it.
that. They already have created it. It exists.
I
That control
know.
is there. It's only available now if you pay for it, which is fucked up.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and I think, yeah, I just think as women creators, like it would be nice to have that kind of protection, and then
Mhm.
it would give me autonomy over literally like my body because it was taken to places that I did not want it to go to.
Right.
So yeah, it's it was definitely an experience I will not forget.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's a good conversation, to have. I think everybody listening, you guys, if you have questions, put them in the comments. I would love to follow up in, like, another month and just see how this has evolved for you, or 2 months, because it's going to be an ongoing discovery, and
Yes.
for you to really decide, how to progress as an artist from this point forward. And if you don't mind sharing and touching base every once in a while, I think that it could be helpful to other people, who find themselves in a similar situation or who are frankly trying to avoid finding themselves in a situation, right? Like, how do you
Yeah.
expand your audience intentionally to people who you're going to have a positive effect on, like you were saying in the beginning, while still protecting yourself and staying safe?
Yes, that's exactly where I'm at, and that's exactly where I'm at even with my page. I'm trying to skew it back to going to women, dance community, or just like that, which is very challenging because I don't really have power over that. It's all the algorithm. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be an interesting journey. Um, but I don't know. It's like there was negatives to it, but there's also positives because again, we're having conversations about it, and then it's just I'm gonna evolve as an artist, as a woman, as a person. I don't know to what, but it's something.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, on that, I'm going to thank you for sharing and being honest and vulnerable in this platform, as well as you are on Instagram and in your writing too. So, if you're listening and you don't follow Kinky Legs, she is private right now, so you can request a follow on
Yes.
Instagram. Um, I'll put the her or her username in the show notes or description so you guys can follow. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And Yeah, I'm right here riding along this wave with you. So let's see where it goes. And until next
Yes.
time, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming back to the podcast and look forward to sharing more. Bye.
Bye.
This is Zen, and I want to say thank you for listening to this episode of the Fit, Fierce, and Fearless podcast, which is part of the Gen X Pole Arts universe. If you loved the show, please comment, like it, share it, subscribe, and if you didn't like it, tell me why in the comments. Until next time, bye.